Hi, I'm Michelle Gonzalez, the Community Development Director for the City of St. Pete Beach. Today we're here going to talk about a bit of the micromobility ordinance that the city recently passed in December. The ordinance was passed in order to address safety of e-bikes and e-scooters that have been proliferating the city. Last year in the spring and the summer we had received a lot of feedback from the community in terms of the safety of e-bikes along the beach. During the busy season and the peak season, a lot of people were concerned about people riding e-bikes on the shoreline and all the traffic of pedestrians and beachgoers with kids. And there's a lot of activity there of people walking, just enjoying laying out, and they were concerned about the safety of the bikes on the beach. In addition, during the seasons, you can see a lot of activity on Gulf Boulevard, and we have very narrow sidewalks. So there's a lot of concerns when the e-scooters came into the city with a vendor that we have that's working with some of the private businesses. These scooters that go 15, 20 miles per hour on the sidewalks and the safety of pedestrians on there since the sidewalks are narrow. The city's position is to look and address the safety and make sure that there's appropriate place for these devices, since they do go at higher speeds than typically somebody just pedaling on a bike, that they have the right place. Typically you don't want to have them on a sidewalk either, because there's a lot of, if you're looking at Gulf Boulevard, there's a lot of driveways and curb cuts, and a lot of times you have cars coming out of driveways and they're looking at different directions and they're not always focusing, and you're going to have somebody not moving at the flow of traffic that might be coming the opposite, and that creates a safety issue. A lot of the rules that we pass is in alignment with a lot of the other cities and followed a lot of best practices nationwide with the surgence of e-scooters and e-bikes. City of St. Pete has very strict rules similar to St. Pete Beach, and that we use them as a model, and a lot of other cities in South Florida. So the framework that was outlined is following best practices that a lot of major cities who have already dealt with this issue are following. If you're curious to know more about this topic, you can refer to our website. We have all the rules outlined, and you can go under the transportation page and click micromobility. Another topic that we wanted to address with the community is the new changes to the parking permits. So as a lot of people are aware, parking permits are now being issued digitally, and they're tied to vehicle license plates. This decision was driven based off of a lot of community complaints on enforcement. Enforcement used to be very manual labor. The officers had to walk around, and it'd take them a lot of times to check the meter parking and then get back to the permitted streets to do enforcement, and it would slow them down. By switching to pay-by-plate and license plate permits, they can do a lot more quicker enforcement, more frequent enforcement, and be tackling parking enforcement a lot more efficient than previously was done. And a lot of that has to do with also new technology that we've acquired for parking enforcement. We have LPR, which is license plate reader technology. So as you'll see the officers driving, they're going to have camera equipped on their vehicles, and those will be scanning the license plate for people to check for meter payment, but also to see and validate parking permits. The expectancy and the hope of this is that it's going to really make parking enforcement efficient. We're already seeing an improvement in the turnaround and the quickness that enforcement is be able to respond and check for parking, and we're working day to day to continue to improve the services so that we can make sure that we are protecting the quality of life issues for the city. And we know that parking is a big thing for residents, and we want to make sure we're doing the best job as possible. For more information on either topic about micromobility or parking permits, you can find it all on our website. If you go by the department in transportation and parking, you'll see there that we have a section for parking permits, and it'll have all the information on there, plus links to be able to purchase your permit. You could also come down to City Hall and purchase your permit as you've always done previously, and we'll be glad to assist. And we're also have opened up the library as another resource for people to seek assistance. Either you want to learn more how to use the online application and get like a little personal one-on-one, library staff is available to help you, and they could also purchase a permit at the library as well. And for micromobility, there's another tab, and all the rules and regulations that were recently in place were passed. You can find them there and learn more about this topic.